Hi, my name is Ricky, and today I'm going to be going through the various college essays that helped me get into UChicago. I'm going to read off my Common App personal statement, and then I'm also going to read through the specific supplemental essays that I wrote specifically for UChicago. I want to start by saying thank you for all the support that I've received on the previous two videos that I posted. I'm super grateful, and I'm super happy that a lot of people have been reacting positively to it, and it's been helpful for some of the people. So like I mentioned, I'm going to be going through my Common App personal statement essay. In case you don't know, this is the essay that you send to all colleges on the Common Application. So I'm going to start right away with my Common App personal statement. So the Common App gives you a various amount of choices for which prompt you want to respond to, or you can just create a prompt entirely of your own, which I ended up doing. Those prompts are merely just more suggestions to kind of get your brain flowing on what to write about, but you don't really have to go strictly by what the prompt says. So if you've seen any of my previous videos, you know I have a slime business outside of school, and I knew that I wanted to highlight this in my personal statement. So I have my computer pulled up, and I'm just gonna read directly off of it. My fingertips grasp the ridges of the glue gallon's cap, twisting left until it pops. It's time to make some slime. I hold the 9-pound gallon up to my mixer and gaze as the alabaster fluid drains into the depths of my mixing bowl. Watching the glue bubble down the inner edges of its container, I observe what is the beginning of my slime making procedure. I follow this procedure each time I make slime for my business. RL Slimes began as a small Instagram page in 2017, but has grown to become a pretty sticky empire of my own. I now travel the country and ship my products worldwide. In total, I've sold thousands. Glue is the first ingredient in my multi-step process for slime. In addition to being a fundamental element in my recipe, I see it as a symbol for the first step in my adolescent journey. I've navigated my teenage years using several steps similar to those I follow for slime. Glue is my slime base, while academics serve as the base for my future. My parents lack a college degree, so they've instilled the importance of higher education ever since I first studied times tables. The constant reminder from my parents to attain a fulfilling education has led me to believe it will irrefutably carve my path to success. Without glue, I have no slime. And without education, I have no future. After the glue container is emptied, it's time to add some color. The slime I'm creating is my bestseller, Scooby Snack Munchies. Many of my slime ideas are rooted in experiences from my childhood, and my favorite cartoon inspired this particular product. For my drawers packed with food dye, I pick brown and yellow. 1 drop brown, 3 drops yellow, the perfect combination for a peanut butter-esque tone. The colors explode throughout the pale base, paralleling the passion that drives me. I have immense enthusiasm for seeking new ideas and mastering concepts that strike interest in me. Mastering my slime techniques was often arduous, but I was driven to continue testing recipes and producing slime that I was proud of. My entrepreneurial drive also extends to my studies, curiosities, and overall spirit. The fragrance comes next. This step is a determining factor regarding the slime's quality, a make or break for the slime. For years, I have worked out of my home's attic, which shelves hundreds of slime scents. From the vast amount of options, I choose peanut butter cookies. Clever for a dog treat inspired slime, right? Relating a scent's impact on slime to my business makes the most sense. My slime company has been instrumental in shaping who I am. Following me from ages 12 to 17, it has opened opportunities that no other venture could. Passion has driven my business, leading RL Slimes to hold great value in my life. The same way peanut butter cookies stands out in Scooby Snack Munchies. The preceding steps are useless without these two ingredients. 1 teaspoon borax to 1 cup water, the slime activator. Before this, all I have is dyed and scented glue, but this solution turns that glue into slime. I can enroll in challenging classes, have passion for an area of interest, and the concept for a successful company, but not without ambition. Like Slime Activator, my drive binds each step. To keep my slime interesting, I'll add styrofoam beads, perfect for additional elasticity and enhanced gratification. This is what makes slime appealing to many. The pops and crunches created by these styrofoam beads trigger the release of endorphins. Curiosity is the gratification-enhancing tool that I'll keep with me throughout my life's path, never allowing myself to settle for one endeavor or close my mind off to a new idea. Every gallon of glue, drop of dye, splash of fragrance oil, spray of activator, and styrofoam bead constructs slime, and indirectly, my path to success. So that was my personal statement. I really did love my personal statement. I know there's a lot of different avenues that people can take when it comes to writing a personal statement. Sometimes it's about a really big hardship that you've had to overcome, and those types of essays do really well. And some people go for kind of like out of the ballpark, weird, quirky ideas that can sometimes be really good or hurt you. I tried to find something that was obviously really personal to me, but it was also quirky, which I think slime pretty much is like one of the quirkiest things you could do. Having something that kind of intrigues the reader that isn't too irrelevant, but is really relevant to your life, I think is super important. Like I said, it was personal to me. It wasn't some fake prompt that didn't really have any strong value to me, but it made sense for me. So now for the YS essay. Most, if not all, colleges will give you this essay prompt, and it basically just says, why do you want to go to our school? And there's definitely a lot of strategy that goes behind writing this essay. And you kind of want to have the same format for each school so that it's not super hard to write for every single school. Because if you are applying to a lot of schools, you're gonna have to write this essay a ton of times. This layout for me happened to be trying to find really particular things about the school that pertain to me and that I could put more value into. But you definitely don't want to come across as super cocky or arrogant, because then that's obviously going to leave a bad taste in the admissions reader's mouth. So what I did for a lot of my YS essays is I talked about a class that pertained to a lot of my interests. I talked about research that I could pertain my current research to. And then I talked about like clubs and other like fun, more niche things about the school that weren't publicized or weren't like super popular about the school, that I maybe had to do a little more deep dive researching to figure out, and put that into my essay so that the admissions readers knew that I did my research. Just figuring out little cute quirky things to put in your essay that will delight your admissions reader. So the exact prompt that the University of Chicago gives for their YS essay reads, how does the University of Chicago, as you know it now, satisfy your desire for a particular kind of learning, community, and future? Please address with some specificity your own wishes and how they relate to UChicago. So now I'm going to read my YS essay. The University of Chicago. The name alone carries quite a heavy load, a hotspot for innovation, the core of university-led research, and a producer of world changers. You can say the school exceeds my desires for an institution's undergraduate education. As someone who craves entrepreneurship, the opportunities for growth in this area are evident at UChicago. The Booth School of Business exemplifies one of these opportunities for growth. Having access to Booth in my undergraduate education will not only allow me to expand upon my entrepreneurial desires, but will undoubtedly prepare me for my track toward becoming a Boothie following undergrad. The countless opportunities for intellectual growth for UChicago students are evident through resources such as the Office of Career Advancement, access to Whizzer, and over 160 research centers, among many others. Career Advancement holds several professions for UChicago students to immerse themselves into. Among the many pre-professional focuses within this program, I will choose entrepreneurship. This program makes accessibility to well-developed corporations and successful entrepreneurs much easier, offering access to companies such as Grubhub and Venmo. I'll have access to Whizzer through the Office of Career Advancement. A standout attribute of UChicago is its community of alumni. Using Whizzer will help me collaborate with an alumni mentor who works in my area of interest, furthermore connecting me with the community. Also offered through Career Advancement is the ability to work with startup companies during the academic year. These startups will provide the opportunity to intern within an environment enthralled by entrepreneurship and build relationships with new up-and-coming companies. My career plan in college has always been to form a startup with other students that share similar interests as me. So having access to a resource like this will help me fulfill that plan. Continuing research I've started in high school will be possible due to UChicago's abundance of research opportunities. The research I've begun entails analyzing the sensory benefits slime brings to elementary students with autism. UChicago will allow me to amplify this research, delivering my slime into the hands of more students across the nation. The Human Performance Lab within the Center for Early Childhood Research is where I believe my findings can be applied. Specifically, working with Miss Sian Balick would be sublime. Miss Balick's research of stress's relevance in regards to performance in a classroom setting presents itself as a great opportunity for me to implement slime. Playing with slime releases endorphins, which in turn makes for great anxiety and stress relief. By introducing slime into the classrooms that she studies, I could potentially offer another variable for stress relief in younger students. The student I long to become at my college graduation is a student who took the time to challenge himself with the curriculum offered at his institution, was proactive in establishing connections among people in his career interest, and filled the gaps of his curiosities. By attending the University of Chicago, I know I will exemplify that student come 2026. So though it seems like I knew a whole lot about the school, I literally got all of this information from doing like maybe 30 minutes of research through UChicago websites. You can persuade the admissions readers to think that you know everything about their school, And of course, you do want to have a lot of interest in the school, and of course, definitely want to go to that school, which I think is super important. You can't fake that by doing like 10 minutes of research. So you definitely still want to have that passion for the school, but you can find those like nitty gritty details through just doing some simple research on their websites. I like found out that the booth students at the business school were called boothies by just like looking up some quirky terms that some UChicago students were called, and I implemented that in my essay. So just stuff like that, just incorporating that into your essay to show that you really have a lot of passion for their institution, because like I said, you should have that passion, but just find little ways that you can really back it up and support it through just doing simple research. So the final essay that I'm going to read is my UChicago Uncommon essay. Now, if you know anything about UChicago, you know that this essay is kind of what their whole application is known for. The prompts can be very confusing, very intimidating, but also really fun. I know some of the prompts that were in my application cycle were like, why can't you divide anything by 0? There was another one that asked like, what if the moon were made out of cheese? Like, take a celestial object and reimagine its material composition and like say something about it. So there are those really quirky, niche, honestly just weird essay topics that you can choose from. You can go back and choose past prompts that kind of tickle your fancy, or you can come up with your own prompt, which is what I did. You still have to say that you're responding to one of the essay topics. So my essay topic that I responded to was essay topic number 6, and it wrote, in the spirit of adventurous inquiry, pose your own question or choose one of our past prompts. Be original, creative, thought-provoking. Draw on your best qualities as a writer, thinker, visionary, social critic, sage, citizen of the world, or future citizen of the University of Chicago. Take a little risk and have fun. So I'm now going to read my uncommon essay. Did curiosity really kill the cat? As a student, I'm always told to never limit my brain's capacity and to be on the constant search for ways to explore my own curiosities. So why haven't I been killed? I mean, there are circumstances when overstepping boundaries will get you a bullet in the head, like taking a deep dive into a drug deal to see the type of crack being sold, but that's more of an exception. Einstein wasn't assassinated for challenging the laws of physics, nor was Marie Curie when researching radioactivity. Why would such a common phrase suggest that having a mind driven by curiosity is dangerous? Let's look at the exceptions. Listening in on a private conversation will kill the cat. Running to check the basement after hearing sounds of a killer intruder will kill the cat. Note late 90s slasher films. And snooping through your partner's text messages will most definitely kill the cat. Now, these exceptions absolutely do not define the rule. I lead a life driven by curiosity, and it's not like every teacher from every class I've taken since preschool hasn't encouraged this. I place no limits on my curiosity, and have yet to find myself in trouble because of it. The implication of the phrase is not completely applicable to the overall statement, so why exclaim a phrase that has a lack of relevant value? The curiosities that curiosity killed the cat attacks are rather minute. The phrase carries a much heavier weight that seems to extend to all types of curiosity. Rather misleading, isn't it? I feel even the phrase, curiosity got the cat a bowl of milk, makes far more sense than its fallacious opposite. Painting the picture of an entirely negative outlook on curiosity makes outside-the-box thought unappealing. If the phrase were to get reworked to uplift inquisitiveness rather than demean it, I'm sure the results of increased curiosity would follow. Contrary to the idea proposed in the phrase, I've been led, almost, nowhere, but to positive places by curiosity. Curiosity allowed me to uncover a unique process of making slime for my business. Now, I must be honest, there were circumstances when playing curiously with slime killed the cat. My initial curiosity with slime resulted in it spilling and settling into the beads of my carpet, which got me into a bit of trouble with my mom. Whoops. Getting a little messy with slime paid off though. My curiosity helped me achieve what many considered a breakthrough in the slime world, conquering icy slime. When I first saw this peculiar texture online, I knew I had to get my hands on the recipe. The only thing stopping me was that a mere 2 people knew how to make it. This is when my bowl of milk receiving curiosity kicked in, and I marathon ran through countless recipes until I finally conquered it. Curiosity rewarded me with a new best-selling texture that I've been selling for 3 years now. Thanks, Curiosity. The phrase itself is far more dangerous than the alleged scenario it proposes. If people led by curiosity killed the cat, then the researchers of the world would lack the incentive to find a cure for cancer. Theoretical physics would be non-existent, and I wouldn't have cared to learn how to make icy slime. A simple, quote-unquote cute phrase unpacks a whirlwind of misguidance. What is the author of this phrase proposing? Do they expect the children of the world to lead by dull thoughts and to accept all realities rather than exploring, uncovering, and predicting new ones? Are our doctors not supposed to research breakthrough medical miracles to uncover a pattern that can be relayed to future cases? Seems pretty careless. I bet the initial pioneers of the world roll in their graves each time someone explains how curiosity killed the cat. At least I know I will. So that was probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, college essays that I wrote for my application cycle. I definitely think it still played into the quirkiness that UChicago is really looking for in this particular essay prompt, but it wasn't something that required like so much brain power for me to write. I honestly wrote it in like probably 30 minutes. You want to be writing about something that just kind of flows naturally and that you can kind of go on forever talking about. And that was definitely the case for me with this essay. So those are all the essays that I'm going to be reading today. If anyone is interested in hearing any more of the essays that I wrote that helped me get into other schools that I was accepted to, just leave a comment and I can get around to making that video. And then I'm definitely going to be creating a lot of college content once I get to college. So expect some videos about that change for me moving from California to Chicago. Thank you so much again for all the support that I've been getting on my YouTube channel. This is super fun for me. It's super easy to just read off what helped me get into college. So if it's something that you find helpful, let me know. Makes me feel good, and it's, like I said, not too hard for me to do. So thank you, and hopefully I'll see you soon.